Harlem friends, family, and anti-domestic violence advocates gathered to remember a woman who police say was stabbed to death by her older brother. A candlelight vigil was held in honor of 20-year-old Shalya Johnson. This took place outside of the Lincoln houses on Madison Avenue. Yesterday morning, police had responded to an assault at the apartment complex, and they found Johnson with multiple stab wounds to her neck and her chest. She was pronounced dead a short time later. Her 26-year-old brother, Rodney, who shared an apartment with her, was immediately taken into custody.
I'm media.
Oh, okay.
Y'all media, I'm sorry.
Y'all understand that we have NYPD here, that we all work together. We have street corner resources here. We have the community here. So we are going to take a moment right now and release these purple balloons. We say to you, we love you, we will never forget you, and rest in peace.
Justice for Shayla!
Love you, Shayla. Love you, Shayla. Love you, Shayla.
Welcome to Crimes Committed. This story takes us to Harlem, New York. Rodney Johnson, 26, had several prior arrests, mostly for criminal contempt, with one for violating a restraining order protecting his sister, Shalya Johnson, in August 2019. Shalya Johnson was the youngest of 4 siblings. She was an aspiring cosmetologist and was said to be a generous young woman who had graduated high school 3 weeks earlier before her death. She loved going out with her friends and traveling and had just turned 20 in January. Though the children had a close bond they shared during their childhood, it was evident that Rodney Johnson, Shakima Johnson's younger brother, struggled with deeply troubling anger issues that marred their otherwise loving family dynamics. Shakima Johnson, who lives in a separate neighborhood and was informed about the heartbreaking demise of her beloved sister, Shayla, through their mother and aunt recollected their history together. She couldn't help but recall the years of struggle Rodney had endured, struggling with his inner demons and frequently succumbing to outbursts of physical violence towards Shayla and even his past girlfriends. Shakima also talked about the distressing fact that Rodney's anger issues had persisted for an extended period, causing immense pain and suffering within the family. Despite their best efforts to help him, Rodney failed to stay committed to therapy programs designed to address and manage his aggressive tendencies. Furthermore, Shakima said that the legal system seemed to offer only temporary restraint for Rodney's behavior. Twice, he faced arrest for violating the orders of protection Shayla had courageously obtained against him, yet his time in jail proved to be brief as he was swiftly released. This pattern of leniency from the justice system only added to the frustration and grief experienced by the family as they grappled with the tragic loss of Shayla and the ongoing threats posed by Rodney's actions. As Shakima reminisced about their childhood, she couldn't help but recall how sweet and responsible Rodney had been as a kid. However, as he grew older, she said she observed a concerning shift in his behavior, as his anger issues seemed to escalate and take a toll on his personal and professional life. It became increasingly challenging for Rodney to maintain stable employment due to his inability to manage his temper. This unfortunate transformation had deeply affected those who knew him, as they witnessed a once cheerful and dependable individual grapple with inner turmoil. Who would have thought he'd stab his own sister? Justin Leckie, 55, who has family in the building he visits every day, said Shalya Johnson was a sweet girl to him and the only time he heard anything was when she was arguing with her brother. He said you could hear it through the walls. Leckie said the siblings waged screaming fights, with one or the other calling police to the apartment where they lived with their mother. 2 days before the incident, Shakima said she'd heard from Shayla that Rodney was threatening her and that Shayla said she had planned to call the cops on Wednesday, the day of the incident. Just 6 hours before the attack, Johnson took to Facebook and posted how he was angry with his family and warned that his Facebook friends likely wouldn't hear from him again and that he had reached a breaking point. He wrote that if his friends don't hear from him again, it's because his so-called family antagonized him. He wrote in his post that it's been going on for a while and he officially reached a breaking point. It all started when Shayla decided to put a pizza in the oven in the kitchen she shared with her brother. The problem was that her brother slept in the living room next to the kitchen, and he complained about the heat from the oven bothering him. Tajia said that Shayla told her about this pizza argument with her brother when they spoke on Wednesday, just a few hours before the terrible event took place. Little did anyone know that this seemingly ordinary argument would escalate into something so devastating. The disagreement over the pizza might have been the final straw in a series of conflicts between Shayla and her brother, leading to a tragic outcome that left everyone shocked and heartbroken. Pause ones. Rodney Johnson, 26, repeatedly stabbed his sister, Shalya Johnson, around 8 a.m. Wednesday while chasing her from room to room in the Lincoln houses on Madison Avenue near East 131st Street in Harlem. He waited for her to get in the shower. That bathroom door was locked. He kicked the door down, the distraught sister recounted. And he stabbed her 17 times. First responders tried to revive Shalya Johnson, but she later died from her extensive injuries. She was taken to NYC Health and Hospitals/Harlem, where she was pronounced deceased. The suspect also confessed to stabbing his sister, telling a 911 operator and first responder. Cops arrived at the building on Madison Avenue near East 131st Street to find Johnson standing outside before confessing. Shakimia said Rodney called the police on himself to report the incident. According to the criminal court complaint, Rodney was standing in front of the building when police arrived and told them that he'd stabbed his sister and hoped she was dead. Shakima said she thinks Rodney was just jealous that their sister had people that loved and cared about her and who would be there for her for anything and give her anything she needed. But the details regarding the motive behind the gruesome attack remain unclear. After his court hearing on Thursday in Manhattan, Rodney Johnson was held in custody. At the hearing, Assistant District Attorney Arlene Reed explained that Rodney had a fight with his sister inside their apartment. He used a sharp knife to hurt her badly, till she couldn't move anymore. Sadly, their mother was there and couldn't do anything to stop it. The police later found the weapon inside the house. During the court session, the prosecutors pointed out the post that Rodney had made on Facebook. This post was important evidence in the case and had concerning information related to the situation. Because of the seriousness of the charges against him and the content of the Facebook post, the judge decided to keep Rodney in custody without bail. He would remain in detention until the next court date, which was set for the following Monday. This decision was made to make sure he would be present for the upcoming court session and to address any potential risks if he were to be released before that. A spokesperson from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office said there was no active criminal court order of protection in place when this incident occurred, but could not discuss Johnson's past orders because at least one of the cases was sealed. The NYPD said the incident is still under investigation. Later, Rodney was charged with the murder of his sister Shalya Johnson. What would make him turn on his own family in this way? What kind of anger must he have had to make him act out in this way? What do you think caused such anger amongst siblings?
Dear God, in the presence of mine enemies, thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord. Bless his Lord.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the family, and may they begin to heal from this tragedy. Our sincere condolences to the family and anyone affected by this heartbreaking turn of events. Let us know your thoughts on this heartbreaking story. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more stories.